Please join me in Gasho. Naman Dubs, Naman Dubs, Naman Dubs, Naman Dubs, Naman Dubs. Naman Dubs. Thank you, Suzon. Suzon always strikes the kansho bell with authority. So, welcome everyone to our regular Sunday service. Today is actually a little bit of a special service because we're having a welcoming tea afterwards for new members who have joined this year so far. And so it's nice to see all of you as well joining us for this service. It will be a joint service because of the tea. So thank you all for attending. 皆さんおはようございます。ようこそ本日の、条例法座にご参加していただきました。本日のお参りは合同礼拝とさせていただいています。というのはこのお参りの後にですね、新メンバーの歓迎会を行いたいと思いますので、それで合同とさせていただいています。So we'll begin this morning service with a moment of silent meditation, followed by the recitation of the name of the Buddha or the 念仏。それでは黙想とお念仏で今日のお参りを始めさせていただきたいと思います。よろしくお願いします。Naman Dubs, Naman Dubs, Naman Dubs, Naman Dubs, Naman Dubs, Naman Dubs, Naman Dubs. Next we'll have the reading of our pledge, and I don't know if there's enough for everybody there, so I'm going to actually bring it up on our screen. For those at home, you'll see it on your screen as well. So can everybody read that up there? Can you see that? Okay, so there are pieces of paper on the back table. I don't know if there's enough for everybody. So we'll try to do it without the paper, although my aunt's going to hand them out. So I think that's large enough. You should be able to read that. Okay. Our pledge. Breaking out of my shell, I shall carefully share a warm smile and speak gentle words, just like the kind Buddha. Not becoming lost in my greed, anger, and ignorance, I shall be open-minded and act accordingly, just like the calm and peaceful Buddha. Not putting myself first, I shall share in the joy and sadness of others, just like the compassionate Buddha. Realizing the gift of life we have received, I shall live each day to its fullest, like the Buddha who continues to emancipate all. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. We're actually going to read this in the Japanese as well, as it is a joint service. 日本語で私たちの誓いを拝読したいと思います。画面に映っていますので、皆さんご一緒によろしくお願いします。私たちの誓い。一つ、自分の殻に閉じこもることなく、穏やかな顔と優しい言葉を大切にします。微笑み語りかける仏様のように。一つ、むさぼり、怒り、愚かさに流されず、しなやかな心と振る舞いを心がけます。心安らかな仏様のように。一つ、自分だけを大事にすることなく、人と喜びや悲しみを分かち合います。慈悲に満ち満ちた仏様のように。一つ、生かされていることに気づき、日々に精一杯努めます。人々の救いに尽くす仏様のように。ナモアンダブス、ナモアンダブス。So, in the email that I sent out to everybody, I said we were going to chant the English Shoshinge, but because it's a joint service, we're actually going to be chanting the June8. June8 you can find in the purple seiten on page 63. So we'll be chanting the June8 and then reading the English translation afterwards. それでは皆さんと一緒に、今日の、お務め言行は、June8をいただきたいと思います。June8は紫の聖典の、63ページに載っています。It's also on the screen as well. Namo Nobs, Namo Nobs, Namo Nobs, Namo Nobs. Namo Nobs. 主天に職業阿弥陀千両族尊在秘未明はなこ無量武士主意念金色心情如せのシャマダ行如ぞぶ両目上若少年へ子が将来皆そ面前上如満月以後有如千日月少女天空くしら子が将来皆そあの頂戴観地有人主従名相称言のぶくげのまげま子が将来皆
国少佐に悪徳自在子が将来皆損自法名門菩薩衆無量小魔女三男一生修女願力寺子が将来皆損根体を現地上下前言上上無大座大い座上如線のおが将来皆損自も将来勝負し権限人図しやな戦後尊厳上空よ我が将来皆損小無常無我と薬の水がねよろ一種世も無明寺我が将来皆損依存無節無悪名薬無如に悪の不主に死心行依存我が将来皆損依存無量免許無所主悪知識往生不大死亡大子が将来皆損が善依存具独自修善無変如海水小逆前後少女者永世寿 Namanov, 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 Namanov.
Please join me as we read the English translation, which you'll find on page 70 of your purple Seitan. It's also on the screen. 12 Adorations, June8 translation. Before Amida Buddha, whom heavenly beings worship, I humble myself in deepest reverence. In his wondrous land of bliss, surrounded is he by countless bodhisattvas. His golden form shines forth, pure like the king of Mount Sumeru. His practice of truth is steadfast like an elephant's pace. His eyes radiate like pure blue lotus blossoms. Thus I prostrate myself before Amida Buddha. His countenance is perfectly pure and round, like the full moon. His majestic light shines like 1,000 suns and moons. His voice is like a heavenly drum, yet like a heavenly bird, kokila. Thus I prostrate myself before Amida Buddha. Avalokitesvara wears upon his crown the image of Amida adorned with many precious jewels. He subdues the arrogance of demons and heretics. Thus I prostrate myself before Amida Buddha. Incomparable, vast, and pure his virtues are, clearly extending like vast open space, his acts freely benefiting all. Thus I prostrate myself before Amida Buddha. Bodhisattvas from the 10 quarters and countless maras, demons, always venerate him. He dwells with vow power for the sake of all beings. Thus I prostrate myself before Amida Buddha. In the golden treasure pond where the lotus flowers bloom, established with goodness is a wondrous throne, where reigns the Buddha like the king of the mountains. Thus I prostrate myself before Amida Buddha. From the 10 quarters, bodhisattvas come, revealing wondrous powers, they attain blissful state. Honoring his face, they offer eternal homage. Thus I prostrate myself before Amida Buddha. All things are transient without self, like the moon on water, lightning, shadow, or the dew. The Dharma cannot be expressed by words, the Buddha proclaimed. Thus I prostrate myself before Amida Buddha. No words of evil are in his land, nor fear of evildoers, nor evil paths. With sincere heart, all beings worship him. Thus I prostrate myself before Amida Buddha. His land of infinite expediencies is without degenerate things or wicked beings. Upon rebirth, non-retrogressive bodhi does one attain. Thus I prostrate myself before Amida Buddha. Thus have I praised the virtues of Amida Buddha. Boundless are they like the water of the sea. Upon receiving these pure and good qualities, may all beings be reborn into his land. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. I forgot to mention at the beginning, today is also the second day of Doors Open Richmond. It's a citywide program that we've been participating in. I'm trying to think, maybe about 15 years we've been doing this now. And it's a program that's sponsored by the city, and we open the doors to the public on, well, our temple doors are always open to public, but we have this open house. And so yesterday, there's 36 people that came through the temple, and I don't know how many are. I noticed that nobody here is from Doors Open Richmond, so well, we'll see. This program, I think, it's been going on so long that people have already come and gone through the temple before. So I don't know how long we'll be participating in this. Anyways, so I'm going to say a few words in Japanese and then give a talk in English. 皆さん、本日はようこそこの浄礼表祭にお参りしていただきました。合同礼拝ということで、まず日本語で一言お話しして、その後英語で話したいと思います。実を言いますと、この新メンバーの お茶会というのは歓迎会をこの後行うわけなんですが、ご存知の方もおられるかもしれないですが、このお寺にですね、大体2年前ぐらいからJapanese Canadian Legacy Fund というファンドから、助成金をいただき、それをお金でですね、いろいろお寺の修復をしたわけですね。改築というか、去年はこの窓を全部やり直したんですね。それとペンキをしたわけなんですが、今年はですね、またその財団からお金をいただき、今度はですね、この正面玄関の前にですね、三門ゲートを作ることになったんです。今までこのスティーブスになかったようなゲートですね。日本式で、釘とかそういうのをちょっと使われるけど皆さんには見えないように使われるということで、この表に三門ができます。でこの門はですね、なぜ建てようかっていうことを決めたのが、日本のお寺に行くとやはり表にですね門があるわけです。でその門というのはこれから先法の世界に入りますよっていう、皆さんに歓迎してですね、どうぞ入ってくださいっていう意味があって作られるわけですね。でこの、お寺に入るとですね、直接本堂には入るわけではないんですよ。ですからプロセスを経過するわけなんです。で門をくぐって今度は中に入ってきて、中庭に通してここ中に入って、そして最終的に本堂に入るわけですね。でこれは全てですね、私たちの、身体と心をですね、法を聞ける体制を作ってるわけですね。でお経もそうなんです。お経を唱えるのも必ずその法話の前にお経を唱えるわけなんですね。逆のパターンはないわけなんです。なぜかというとお経を唱えると、自分の呼吸とかも落ち着き、そしてまた、自分の体心が、法を聞ける体制になるわけだ。だから全てがそれなんですね。だからこの三門もそれを、強調するわけになることになります。でそれで、私たちがこの三門をくぐってこれでまた入ってくると、いろいろ、この、行ではないんですが、プロセスがあって、その中の一つはですね、礼拝という、礼をすることですね。でこれもやはり、仏さんの前に、自分は頭を下げると。で実はこの浄土真宗の、これ下がり富士はそれを表しているわけなんですね。いつも、阿弥陀様仏さんの前には自分は、頭を下げて、問法させていただく。そういうことで今日はですね、この新メンバーの方々のことも合わせてこういう、お参りと、簡単な説明でしたが、これをもちまして日本語の方は、これで終わりたいと思います。皆さんの合唱をお願いします。ナモ阿弥陀仏、ナモ阿弥陀仏、ナモ阿弥陀仏。So, as I was mentioning in Japanese, that we're actually in the process. We received a grant from the Japanese Canadian Legacy Fund. We've actually received a grant last year as well. And last year, what we did was we replaced all the windows with more modern argon gas-filled windows, if you will. So it's actually helped in the summer times. It's a little cooler than it was before. And in the winter times, it also keeps the temperature warmer as well. But on this year, we received another grant, and we are building, it's called a Sammon Gate, and that'll be right outside the main entrance there. And the Sammon Gate is a gate welcoming people to service, and it's part of the process of when we enter the temples. If you go to Japan, most of them will have this Sammon Gate. And it's a gate to say that you're now entering into the world of Dharma. And so it's a process as we enter the temple. And what we're doing is we're preparing our bodies and our minds, if you will, to listen to the Dharma. And that's why we also chant at the beginning of the service, because the chanting helps us focus on the Dharma. And, focusing on the Dharma, there's so many little intricacies that we learn. And when I was in Japan studying, I visited, there's a place called Eiheiji. It's one of the centers for Zen Buddhism. And when you go there, it's a big monastery. And when you go there to visit, you can see the practicing monks in this temple. Actually, the area where the monks practice is generally not open to the public.
Just because I didn't want Inky coming to bug me.
Actually, I think...
I know, I just didn't want Inky to bug me. So I just got to fill this one.
Somebody's on Zoom. Hang on. Let me mute everybody on Zoom. Sorry.
I'm on my temple thing.
I just heard...
Yeah, I think we should go start working with tacos right now. Here's
mute. And mute. Okay, and mute. Okay. I think I've muted everybody. Sorry. Modern technology. Just heard this voice from somewhere. Anyways, so when you go to this temple, and we had special permission to go into where the monks were actually practicing. And one of the things we saw, so I went there with our school that I was attending, visiting this temple. And one of the things we saw, one of the first classes that the novice monks learn, they go into this class, and for the whole class, they have to basically say, "Hai," which means yes. So they're sitting there, a bunch of these novice monks, and all they're saying is, "Hai, hai, 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 hai," through a whole class, right? And what it is that the learning, the process, when we're told to do something, it's very easy for us to question or ponder, why am I doing this? Or why do we have to do this? Why do we have to sit and listen to these Dharma talks? But in the Zen way of looking at it, you don't ask questions, you do. When you're told to, it might, I see Ken back there, the RCMP might have something similar to this when they first begin. You have to learn to listen to your elders. And so there's a whole process, and the first thing they learn is to say, yes, 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 yes. It almost sounds cultish in a way, but that's one of the classes that we do. But interesting enough, in our services, so one of the things that we have as a tradition, and we have some new members here, one of the traditions that we will do when we enter the Hondo, the main hall, and actually this is common through all Buddhist schools, is we bow. We bow. And bowing is actually a very formal way of greeting in Japan, right? You probably heard of studies of the Japanese and how their personal space is much different from North American personal space. So North Americans like to be up close when they talk to one another. Japanese feel a little more uncomfortable. They have to be far enough away where both people can bow to one another, right? But bowing is very important. And I actually had in the school I was going to, one of our liturgy teachers actually gave us a whole class on bowing. Right? And you think, wow, bowing is very simple, but there's different ways of bowing, right? You could have a 15-degree bow, you could have a 45-degree bow, and you could have a 90-degree bow. And the most, in Buddhism, the most formal way of bowing is you go right down to the ground and you put your, well, this is the, so this is the most formal way of bowing. Okay? I won't ask you guys to do that.
I had my timer on
I think
to come and
some-
check it. I thought it'd be about, it's almost ready.
Yeah,
Am I hearing that, or was that somebody here, or was that somebody on? Let's mute them again. Okay. Anyways, so there are different ways of bowing. And of course, that most formal way of bowing is, it's actually physically laboring. I'm sure if I asked you, some of you might not be able to get up once you're down to the ground. But so we did a whole class on bowing. And it's amazing when you think about it. So often, like before services here, it gets very busy. Well, I'm running around, you've probably seen me running around before service. And when I come into the Hondo, I'll often just bow as I'm walking. And our teacher said, you know, that's a very bad thing to do, okay? So what this whole lesson on bowing was, is being mindful of the moment. Being mindful of the moment. So, you know, to stop for 2 seconds to bow is you're being mindful of the moment. So everything that we do when we come into the temple is helping us to be more mindful of our actions and our thoughts. And as we listen to the Dharma, we begin to realize, yes, there's a different way of looking at things. And so even something as simple as bowing, there's a process. And so when we come here, for those who are new, one of the things we'll often do is when we enter the Hondo, we bow at the entrance, and then we come to offer incense. And different schools of Buddhism have different ways of offering incense. So in Jodo Shinshu, there is just a defined way. This is the Jodo Shinshu way of burning incense. And all you have to do is you come up to the incense burner and you bow once, and then you step, and again, you might not realize this, but there's always a way. You step forward with the left foot. You step one foot forward with the left foot. And then you take a pinch of the incense, and then you sprinkle the incense, the burning incense, and then we put our hands together and recite Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. And then we bow down. And then we take one step back with the right foot, and then you bow down lightly. So it's 3 bows. Okay? So for those of you who are here for the first time, now you know how we do the bowing in Jodo Shinshu. Funny story about that. Reverend Izumi, some of you remember Reverend Izumi, he's passed away last year, but he gave a funny story once. He said he was doing a funeral service, and during the service, part of it was people came up to burn incense. But there were a lot of people who were not Japanese, and they weren't sure of what to do. So it happened that one of the first people who came up to burn incense, they took the pinch of incense and then they did this. Okay. So from the side, it looks like, you take the pinch. And the Japanese do this as a way of receiving it with deep gratitude. So they took a pinch, brought it to the forehead, and then they sprinkled it. But the person behind that person saw this. And Izumi Sensei, he said he could see everything because he's in front of the incense burner. But the people behind, they thought the person was taking it to their mouth. So he said after that, he saw one after another people taking incense, putting it to their mouth, and then sprinkling it. But anyways, that's the story that he told. But anyways, this whole process of bowing, every little thing is a way for us to be mindful of the Dharma, mindful of listening. And as we clear our minds, we receive the Dharma, we receive the openness of the Dharma. And we express our gratitude by putting our hands together and reciting the name of the Buddha. So at this time, I'd like to ask you again, please join me as we recite Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Actually, I forgot to mention, there is one more formal bowing, and you'll see the Tibetans will often do this. Not only do they go down to their hands and knees, they lie down, right down to the ground. And so when we were in India in year 2000, and subsequently Roy Sensei went again, when we go to some of the sites where the Buddha was at, like the Mahabodhi temple, you'll see them do this full prostration leading up to the temple. Very, very physically taxing. Yeah. Anyways, thank you, and we'll close the service with the singing of the Ondoksan. So for those who are able to rise, I ask you to please join us in the singing of Ondoksan, and I'm just going to bring that up here. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Let me just bring up the words for those people at home. Ondoksan is on page 307 of your seiten for those who are here. And just bring it up on the screen as well. But before we do that. Please be seated. This will conclude our morning service for today. Thank you all for attending, and I believe we're going to have the tea in the classroom, so please join us for some refreshments in the classroom. And thank you again, and enjoy the rest of your day. Next week, I'm actually away. And Roy Sensei will conduct service next week. Okay? Thank you. And thank you to those who joined by Zoom. Zoom の皆さん、ありがとうございました。